Welcome to the Foul Out Podcast. Today we got a few people on and a special guest. We got Ian on screen. We got DJ on screen. We got Jalen on the cam. My brother Arkeem and myself. And we got a few things on the docket today. We're going to talk about Charlie Kirk being shot, Young Thug and his snitching allegations, as well as the effects of integration on black business. So first things first, let's go ahead and jump into Charlie Kirk.
How you doing? It's Arkeem Gibson, a part of the Foul Out Podcast, and I'm just here to let you guys know that we will not be speaking on the Charlie Kirk untimely demise that happened in Utah yesterday, for the simple fact that a lot of people feel very strongly about this topic, and we just don't know enough. So we want to be completely neutral and unbiased on the topic. We will not be engaging in any celebration of his passing, and we will not be sending a formal condolences to his family or anything like that. We want to completely stay neutral on the podcast because we simply don't know anything about Charlie. Found out about him yesterday just like everybody else did. So with that being said, we're going to bow out of this completely and stay completely neutral with this whole Charlie Kirk subject. The Foul Out Podcast, y'all enjoy it. Here we go back on.
We have one of Young Thug's biggest fans in the room with Jalen. So I'm really interested to know how is he gonna what do you think about this, man? Is Young Thug a snitch?
By all accounts, by all accounts and definitions, Young Thug is a rat, man.
Why it
I
said young
hate to
snitch,
see
right?
it. I hate to see it. I had high hopes for my boy, man. I did, but I said I knew I should have threw him away when he started wearing that dress on the cover. When he wore that dress on the album cover, I said I wasn't gonna listen to him no more, and I started back listening to him. So it's my fault.
I
You
thought
know,
that was your
they
favorite
say
tape.
Yeah,
they say
because
they say when somebody show their true colors, you should believe them, and I gave him another chance, and I shouldn't have did that.
you were of the you were on the stance of not even listening to Gunna when he was released from prison. Is that a fact?
Mm.
That is indeed a fact, and I would like to say that I did start back listening to Gunna before the Young Thug tapes came out, so I would like to put that caveat out there, but yes, I did go on a long spree of not listening to Gunna. But I just felt like he was betraying the team, man. I felt like he was betraying the team, and I feel like he was just messing everything up. So, that was coming from a different place. But most of the time, I say you got to separate the art from the artist. And I was being a little bit hypocritical when it came to Gunna, so I had to step back. But in this case right here, I mean, I definitely got to do it because I'm definitely gonna keep listening to the thug that I've come to know and love. So, you know, um, but he is by all definitions a snitch. I mean, it is deplorable. It is nasty work what he doing right now.
Okay.
What you got, Ian?
Uh, I mean, it seems like he is like based on like the fact of the matter, right? But I will say, I do think Young Thug is a genius and one of the most important artists of his generation, and one of the most influential artists in any category.
Bro, he not going to come get you.
What I'm saying is, I love Thug, and snitching allegations ain't gonna make me stop listening to the music if the music's still good, which I hope it still is.
Bro, he not going to see this, I promise you.
Yeah, I promise. Nobody's gonna kick your door in, bro. Nobody's gonna kick your door.
Okay. So, look.
No, I
Look, this
said,
one.
man, I'm still listen
Well,
to the
I
music,
look a
but it is
little
what it is.
deeper into it. And DJ, I'll let you go before I switch the subject. Go ahead.
Man, all I'm gonna say is that guys like Thug, try to paint this image of how notorious of a street guy he is, this so-called head honcho of YSL. Meanwhile, you point the finger. Some of the worst people in the world are the ones that can point their finger at people. Meanwhile, the elbow pointing back at you. So you over here, you over here talking about Gunner, talking about Woody, and all this, and you pretty much in the same category. So, and it don't matter how hard somebody snitch versus the other one. You all snitches. You all got something in common. You all gonna tell it. So, hey, how hard are you? Like, I can't even really take them serious as a so-called whatever they want to call themselves these days. I mean, the music is the music, but how serious can you take it?
I understand what you're saying. I understand.
How hard are you?
I understand what you're saying, DJ. But what you got to understand is, in this situation, Young Thug is a representation of a vast amount of black males throughout America, all ages, all the way to the old men on walkers. I want to know, why is this gangster mentality and gangster culture, why is it so ingrained into black culture? And why do people feel, and why do our people, black males specifically, feel like they need to follow this, I guess, this honor amongst thieves type of
Well,
ordeal?
you see, it's like I grew up. It's like I grew up, right? And I got this cousin, and if she watched this, she'll know exactly who I'm talking about. But it's like,
Put
it
a
was
name on it.
like me, her, and like another one of my cousins, right? Like we'll always play. And growing up, you kind of be troublemakers a little bit when you're around the house bored and trying to find stuff to do. So whenever we would find something fun to do, like we would always have this one cousin who would tell on us. And so it's like growing up, you always had like this code of, if you were involved in the trouble, you don't go telling. I mean, if you just like a little onlooker and you just doing your thing and then you see the trouble, okay, that's different. But if you are involved in the actions, in the trouble, you don't go snitching. You don't go telling. I mean, you ain't even gotta go so deep as into street life and gang life and stuff like that. You can take it back to when you was kids. Don't
But that's what
nobody
this
like to
is.
tell the tale. Don't
Okay, but see,
nobody like to tell the tale.
the severity of the two is vastly different. What I'm speaking on is about the part that impedes on our culture is the gang life, not the tattletale little cousin. You trying to minimalize it. What I'm saying
No, but
is,
we're
why is
talking
our
about
people so ingrained into street culture? That's what I'm
Arcane
saying.
speaking
So
on the action
it's
that even
all the
got
way
them in
street.
position to even tell
Okay,
on
so
each
you
other.
talking about telling about somebody jump roping when they're not supposed to. I'm talking
so
about
you're
selling
talking
hard
about in
drugs,
general. You're not
murder.
you're talking
But
about in
Arcane, are
general.
you?
You're not just
Do you
talking
think that's
about when
fair to
people
equate that to black folks in
snitch in
general
court.
and not just like meme culture? Like, there's kids on the internet who ain't never seen a gun in their
No,
life pushing this and getting people, in trouble because they trying to push them in a certain direction to see
yeah,
somebody
but they're
crack.
not expected to uphold it. They're not expected to uphold it though, Elon. A black person is.
I see. I see.
Black boys are expected to uphold it. You're talking about white kids who live in Westlake Hills and Austin. They're not expected, if they see somebody and if they see somebody murder somebody and then they go and tell the police, people are not going to shame that white boy. But a black boy who is in Jackson, Mississippi, if he tells on somebody who's selling drugs in his community, they'll be ready to kill him.
Only by the gang members, only by the people who were involved
Exactly.
in that
Right.
lifestyle.
I don't think
We
any of
ain't
y'all
talking
felt that
about
pressure to be that
regular
way.
No,
citizens,
okay,
regular
okay.
black
But I'm
people,
saying
regular
they'll
black
shame
people
him.
in society reporting crimes. That's a totally different thing. That's a totally different thing. If I'm a law-abiding citizen and I'm a black person and I actively see a crime taking place and I call the police, it's very little people besides the people in that criminal community who are going to look at me like, "Oh, he's a snitch." Like
Yeah.
that ain't logical. And I don't think that's what we're talking about. I'm talking about when you have people who have engaged in the same criminal activities together, and then somebody gets spotted and then they start squealing on each other. Those are two
Uh,
totally different things.
but that's
But why
not.
is this
That's
lifestyle so emphasized that it even puts people in positions where, oh, now you can quote unquote snitch on somebody? Why even do it in the first place?
Well, I
Because
guess
we
the
all know a lot of people get hit with these circumstances. They're sitting in this courtroom, oh, you looking at
okay.
multiple
Wait a minute.
life sentences, whatever, you know.
Are
So
y'all
what you
sitting
think
up
they
here
doing?
telling? Are y'all sitting up here and about to literally tell me that gang and street culture is not ingrained in the black culture? Is that what y'all trying to tell me?
I
Jalen and
disagree with
Ian.
So
that. I
I
think
think
it's
we're talking about two
associated
different things. Go
with
ahead,
So
E.
what you
street
think
gang.
is not? So you think it's not?
I don't think
I'm
so.
not saying if it's right or not. I'm saying, do you think it is or it's not?
I don't think it is.
All right, what
I
you
think
say?
that's
Ian?
perception. I think there's certain pockets where it is.
Mm.
Well, I guess can I ask DJ a question? If you benefited
What's up?
from
Yeah.
it like a gunner and then you snitch, do you still have
Mm-hmm.
respect for that person if they like lived adjacent to it and then benefited from the association to gang life, even if they weren't actively in it?
But I don't think Gunna had anything to do with it.
But he did. He
Yeah, I
was
don't think
affiliated
Gunna
with
even actually
YSL,
partook in the
and that
actual
gave him
street
the platform to
activities.
be the artist he is today, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but Gunna wasn't a part of the shooting and the robbing
So you
and
basically
the
saying
killing.
that he just guilty for being associated with the group. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you
like all
adjacent
the
to gang
stuff.
I
life,
see what you're
then
saying. If that's what you're going in. I see that part. Like just being with him. Period.
yeah, even if you ain't doing it,
Okay.
yeah,
Now I get what you're saying for the gang life. There's a universal thing, but it is emphasized in our community more than others. Like it's just something that's considered normal. Sad. Why? I don't know. Never understood that in my 31 years of living. But yeah, it's emphasized in our culture.
Yeah, like okay, so this is
because
this.
we
So
the
what I'm saying,
only
street. So all right, so Ian, you went to Warren Central just like I did.
mm-hmm.
So majority of those guys, when they even if they were good kids,
Yeah.
majority of them considered a part of growing up was adopting some part of some kind of thug mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so but for the white kids, it wasn't like that. Even if it was a guy who was considered, oh, he's a good boy and da 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 da. If that guy grows up and adopts the thug or gangster mentality, he'll be more accepted than somebody who adopted a more so of a yuppie lifestyle. In Vicksburg, yes, it is. I see it right now all the time. I see people who grew up in great neighborhoods and they accepted by the general population of the city a lot more if they adopted a thug mentality.
so part of
That's
that
facts.
and what happens in real life is, we gravitate towards what's relatable. And the thing is, I can listen to Avril Lavigne, I can listen to, Maroon 5, I can listen to Michael Jackson and all of these things, but do I really see any of these things that they're talking about? Can I really relate to any of these experiences that they're discussing in their music? Or can I relate to the music that is from the same colored people like me, just so happen, and they're talking about the things that I see every day? You know what I'm saying? What can I realistically gravitate towards? You know what I
You
mean? I
don't
think that's
see
a
any
big
of that
part of it.
stuff. You ain't
I
never
think that's
seen
a big
half a
part.
brick, whole brick. Hey, you ain't never seen none of that, man.
Personally,
Bruh,
I think
it's
music
way more
is
than
When
that.
too.
you was a kid, you was not sliding down the city with my trunk, with my top wide open. My partner's looking at me to
Jalen, let's
see
be
if
real.
my
How many
So
eyes
we
shootouts you
open.
talking
been in,
about we
bro?
Cause
talking about
I've been
all of
drinking and
America,
I've been
and
smoking.
we're talking about money being spent on expensive cars and rims and being and girls and women and hoes being emphasized. It
I
don't
ain't see
take a
none of
lot of
that.
that stuff. What? So
What?
so let me ask you, what was Flight Club all about?
Flight Club was
What
about
what?
Flight Club was people who wore Hollister and clothes with birds on them like American Eagle. That's what it was
So
about.
but y'all
Look,
rapped, right? But y'all rapped,
no,
right?
no. It was not a
What?
rap group. No, it was
But
not a
y'all
rap group.
rap. But y'all
No,
rap.
it didn't. I was the only one that rapped. I'm the only one you can hear on the
You rapped.
microphone.
But you rapped. What did you rap about?
Fly stuff.
What did you rap about?
Like
Yeah.
fly stuff, dude. Like, you know.
What,
He
what was
wasn't a
fly?
gangster
What was
rapper, if
fly
that's what you
stuff to
mean.
you? What was fly
I
stuff
was
to you, and what set the standard?
I was not a gangster rapper, if that's what you're asking.
Because something that was big around that time, if you say Hollister, is Cali swag, which was rap, which was
Yeah,
hip
but
hop, that was
it wasn't
music
about it.
popular.
But see, that's what I'm saying.
I think
I wasn't a
music is
gangster
too
rapper.
influential in our culture anyway. I think people I think we think music is more important than what it is. And I think it is too influential. And another thing I wanted to point back on what Arcane was pointing to, I think a simple way to say what you were trying to say is a young black boy without an identity, his default identity is gonna become like gangster esque, you know, like truly, like if you look at most black boys, it's a few identity paths that most take. You know what I'm saying? And it's sports is in that, thug is in that, and from thug can come rapper, from like sports enthusiast can, like, you could become a high school coach or something like that. It's different paths that are just like so ingrained in our culture. But it's like, bro, you could be an accountant, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Man, let's be
you could
real.
be a
Growing
CPA.
up, we didn't have movie like the things that influenced us. First of all, and I'm speaking from an area of where, it wasn't just the highest amount of money. My area was predominantly black. So it's just like in grade school, we didn't see a lot of the stuff outside of, you know what I'm saying, like old town buildings and, you know what I'm saying, hardware stores and, a lot of trades, people with trades and, just not even much there. I mean, we didn't even have like your McDonald's and stuff like that until like high school, for instance. So, I mean, a lot of what you felt like was a better life was a life where you had money, where you had the finance to go and do things and go places and see different stuff than you saw on a regular basis. So where did you see these types of things? Where did you see examples of people who looked like you do these things? One was through music. One was through movies. You know what I'm saying? One was through the news. You know what I'm saying? And if you seeing these things, if you looking in the news, you only getting negative perspectives. You're only getting negative examples.
Look.
And,
I hate
and
to cut
if
you
you're
off, but
looking
I
in
gotta.
if you're looking at music, you know what I'm saying, that's re-influencing the negative stereotypes that you were just talking about. If you're looking at movies, that's re-influencing the negative stereotypes that you were just talking about, because the coolest guys that they portrayed in movies when we were growing up, they had the chains or they had the swag or they had the haircut or they had the girls, you know what I'm saying? Every hero had the girls, you know
But
what I'm saying?
but Jay,
Every hero was masculine and tough, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Wait, real quick. But like, I do think that may have been a thing when we were growing up. But like, black middle class is growing. I feel like there's just like a trend of black kids and black youths now, like being more, I don't know, like mainstreamified. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's black kids in rock bands now making music that sound like Paramore. Like, I think the trend is now to be less in that, like, adjacent to thug life or hip hop culture, and just kind of like, I just want to be undefined by like my skin color. You know what I mean? I mean, do y'all
I
still
think
feel
it's
that's the
I
same
think
way
it's I think
today?
it's near the opposite. I think it's infiltrated everything. I think thug life is everywhere. Did y'all not see the K-pop thing that just came out? Bruh,
Yeah.
that's from Korea. I mean, hip hop and rap has influenced damn near
I didn't
everything.
see it.
It's
Explain it.
everywhere. So
Okay,
I mean, I haven't
the
watched
thing
it
is,
either, but
hip hop
go
is
ahead.
one of the biggest genre. Hip hop is one of the biggest genres out. But see, only people that this color takes that murder movies with murder in it, movies with violence, shoot 'em up movies that I love. But only people our color are taking that and say, yo, that's what we need to be on. You know what I'm saying? Some people can just watch this shit and go home. You know what I mean?
But don't y'all think the trend of
I
hip hop
agree.
in general
I
is like
agree.
it's like hip hop now is like an aesthetic, it's style, it's streetwear, it's fashion, right? Like ASAP Rocky, Tyler the Creator, Kendrick Lamar, like these aren't street dudes. Like the guys who are really driving culture, Drake, you know what I mean? Like these are guys who like the point of them is like they get girls, they luxurious, and they may present like a hard exterior, but they ain't like they're not out here doing gang violence. You know what I'm saying? I feel like kids now are like more into like hip hop as like a fashion aesthetic more than like the lifestyle. But I could be wrong. I don't know.
I feel it.
Maybe. I might agree with that, but
The thing is, say using that as an excuse of, hey, that's what's on TV. That's not a reason to get in the car and say, hey, yo, that dude said something about me on Facebook. Hey, yo, we gotta kill this nigga, bro. Like
yeah,
it's
that's what
only
I
a
wanted.
specific group of people doing that, bro. And
That's
I'm
what I wanted
saying why.
to.
Like the white kids are listening to the same music we listen to. When I was in high school, everybody listened to Lil Wayne. Black, white, everybody listened to Boosie. The black ones, the white ones, and the little bit of Mexicans that we had. But only our people was like, yo, I gotta take that knife off the AK and cut this nigga. Like they have done.
But yeah, that's what I wanted to respond to Jalen and say that whole I never saw people that look like me do X. That has to stop, man. That really has to stop. I don't. It seems like that phrase like was invented like 10 years ago. Seemed like
No, and that's what I said
like
when we were growing
bro
up.
in
That's the
2005 I
context.
never heard
That's the
somebody say
context.
I wanted to see somebody look like me be an astronaut. I never heard that, and I don't subscribe to that. I don't think people should subscribe to that idea. We need to
Not
stop
anymore.
pushing
No.
that because no, not ever, because bro,
I'm
like
telling you that, but that's
just
how it was
because
back
somebody of
then.
a
That's
different
how it was back then. So that we gotta keep it in context. I did not say that that's how things were now. I was giving the example of how when we were growing up, around the time that I was going through grade school in my area, I'm trying to paint a picture of how we get to this stage that we are now. The influences have definitely changed. So yeah, I agree with you on that point.
gotcha. Yeah, so it's like, but I just want to make sure we do not like we don't promote that because man, that's so I don't know, man. I guess it's just crazy to me because I was never that way. Like, my favorite author growing up was Beverly Cleary, a older white lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really adored, like Isaac Newton. You know what I'm saying? Like, people that it didn't really care about. I didn't care about the color of their skin. I care about what they did. You know what I mean?
But
And
how do
I
you?
feel like that's extremely limiting to
I,
to to try to like tell a person that their prospects are based on how they look. You know what I mean? And I think we over we dang, what's the word? I forget, but we over index on race and skin color, man. I remember I told Arcane this one time. What percentage of a black person's life do you think is consumed by race? You know what I'm saying? Like, are a black person's thoughts consumed by race? And then what do you think that percentage is for a white person, Asian, Hispanic? We over index in that category, I think. And we need to stop.
but see, you saying that you can't see that, and I think it's you have to see another perspective. And it's not that you can necessarily agree with that perspective, but I think in understanding that there is another side, another way of thinking, you begin to come up with a method to change that person's like mind. Because like you said, I do think that that's the right way to think, but I think that there are a lot of people who don't think that way, for whatever reason. So I think we need to look at that and then decide, how can we best tackle changing those people's minds in order to get some type of change.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but one last thought on the Young Thug topic. So, as young professionals, how do y'all feel about Young Thug? I know Ian said he's still gonna listen to him. Jalen's still gonna listen. I'm personally a bigger Young Thug fan now than I ever been, and it's not because of music. I I just like this new Young Thug that just gets on Twitter and just like talks about his situation and just like, hey, he going on interviews. Yeah, like the diss track that came out. I'm like, man, I really like this guy. I'm a fan now.
So you a whoop-de-doo fan, right? Okay.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Whoop. Hey man, going viral.
Whoop-de-doo Young Thug and Dress Young Thug is two different people. That man came up, Gunna rat, Yakka rat, Slugger rat, Woody rat. Personally, I love what he said. F that Obama, he still mad about baby mama. He said, slime life, shawty, make sure you put down your phone.
Dang. But yeah, man, I just like this new Young Thug. Like every phone call that comes out is like a new episode. He broke up with Mariah. We broke up with Mariah the Scientist. So
hold up, I
everybody that
part.
If I can listen to the music, probably. I mean, Thug is a talented artist. You can't take it from the man. But hey, like I always say, the nigga ain't tell on me. So shit.
Exactly.
Turn on.
And I'm more interested in his music now than ever. So,
yeah, like he ain't lost no fan in me. I mean, I personally like my rappers to have a little, stuff. Have a little razzle to them. No, I always like 6ix9ine.
Exactly.
I always like 6ix9ine, bro. I never stopped liking 6ix9ine. But you see, but hey, wait a minute. Do you see how everybody is followers?
Snitch culture.
Do you see how everybody is followers versus when I was a leader? When 6ix9ine snitched, everybody said, "Oh no, we can't listen to him no more." I said, "I will." There ain't no problem with me. Then when Gunna snitched, everybody was like, "Oh, well, I don't know." Hey, you remember they came out? They came out and they were saying he didn't snitch. We gotta wait till Thug.
And Jalen gave me hell every day. I talked about some Gunna. He said, "Oh, y'all don't listen to Gunna tell out."
Yeah, and then when Boston Richie and Young Thug and everybody else snitched, now everybody like, okay, we don't care no more. I was like, I didn't care though.
YSL Gunna snitch.
It ain't about who did it first.
It's not close, right?
Hey, that guy, Snitch Gunna dropping heat.
Come on, man.
We were
him all
out
alone, bro.
Y'all made a conscious decision.
You saw how focused Gunna got. He started talking and got in the gym and everything. Damn, I gotta tell our folks to get them to elevate my life.
Okay. Hey man, maybe I should snitch if it makes you shake like that.
Hey, Arcade, be careful, man. Everybody holler about something y'all did when y'all 15, bro.
Also, Gunna, the music stayed good. 6ix9ine, the music kind of hit a decline. So
he never had good music.
Nah, don't lie. The first he was going. Stop it. I went back the other day. I'm like, nah, they still.
You went back. Oh my!
You saying 6ix9ine never had good music?
Saying 6ix9ine.
Boy, you crazy? This man was going number one.
But the music was hitting. Come on, bro. Like 2018, it was going. Come on, stop playing.
6ix9ine is an industry plant.
I mean, that industry plant had some hits too.
Hey, this is an outrage. I have never seen such a collection of clowns.
Until you've gone back and listened to Gummo and Kuda, we can't have this conversation.
Bro, name another rapper that said
2025. You got to go back. And if they still don't hit,
I heard all those. I was not impressed.
Wow, yo, wow.
That was
Bruh,
nice.
name another rapper that integrated
Man, I can't
skateboard culture
even
and
go.
rap culture. He said spinning through your block like a pop, shove it. Come on, man.
What you mean, Lil
Come on,
Wayne?
bro.
Wayne was
What you
there first. To
saying?
be fair,
What are
truck
you
pit.
Well,
what are you
Wayne
talking
never,
Yeah,
about?
truck
never
pit.
Wayne never mentioned the
The
skateboard shit.
disrespect.
He was skateboarding in the
Oh my
video. Come on,
god.
man. What are we talking about?
The
All right,
disrespect.
all right.
We
Niggas
But
iffy.
let's
Slicky
Gummo
got the stiffy.
crazy. Hey, make sure
50.
y'all keep this
They,
on record.
yeah, see,
Make
Arkeem
sure
though.
y'all keep
Arkeem up
that
on it, bro.
clip that one.
yeah,
Matter of
keep
fact,
it
I
on
want to
record.
post that one to my I want to post that one to my social.
Yeah, we'll get the people's opinion on it. But
Yeah.
any final thoughts on that?
And let's not even bring about that time he outdid Cardi B at the Barclays.
So my final
Remember he
question
rocked, but
is:
whatever. Go ahead.
if Thug was to drop a album, say within the next month, how many sales would he have in that first week with all this controversy that's behind him currently?
I say
Wait. Better question. Gunna drops, Thug drops same week. Who sells the most?
Probably gonna at this
Gunna.
point.
I
Yeah,
say Gunna.
gonna
I
probably
say Gunna. Honestly.
gonna sell man.
Hmm.
Unless Thug
Okay.
drops on fire now. Thug drops
Yeah,
on fire.
if it's like so much
I
fun too,
mean,
then maybe some
we
different.
not gonna act like Thug ain't just got the potential now. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah,
I'm not
Thug
gonna do that.
is a talented artist,
We
bro.
not gonna
They
hop
can
on the
grow.
Gunna train that hard.
That's fair.
Pause. We not gonna do that. But I think he'll do 100K.
But can we agree that
Regardless
Gunna
of
is
whether he
actually the
drop
better
on the
artist out of
same
them
at
two?
the same
Nah,
time
that's
as
crazy.
Gunna or not. I
What?
think he'll do it.
No,
Whoa.
we not doing. We not doing that.
Whoa!
That's wild. What are
What
we
happened?
talking about?
What'd he say?
He said
I
he.
said, can we not agree that Gunna's actually the better artist out of the two?
That's crazy.
I never agree with that. I think Arkeem agrees with that, and I think Ann agrees with that, as well as a few other people in our friend group.
Y'all agree with
But
that?
I've never subscribed to that.
Well,
That's
all right, I'm gonna say
wild.
this, Ian. I'm gonna
Okay.
say this, Ian.
Yeah.
When Gunna came into Thug's musical process,
Sure.
Thug got better. So it made me feel
Mm.
like Gunna is the one that's actually the musical phenomenon, and he helps because so much fun came out
Mm-hmm.
after Gunna. And like you hear a song like Hot, man, Gunna made Hot. He gave it to Thug. You know what I'm saying? If you hear Surf, that's Gunna influence. You get what I'm
Man,
saying?
come on, dog. We not gonna act
Look,
like
man.
this
Thank you.
man
Wait.
ain't have
Even
his
even
like
if
best
I grant you
friend.
that, Anthony, even if I grant you that, Gunna wasn't there for Slime season 3. He wasn't there for Jeffrey. He wasn't there for Barter
Come
6.
on,
Like, what are we
man.
talking about? Like
That's what I'm saying,
classic
bro.
records.
Now to me
That's
now,
crazy,
those
man.
tapes was kind of mid. I
Why?
didn't really
That's
start
Thug's
liking
biggest
Thug
projects
until
were
So
so much fun. Punk. Those when Gunna was in the influence, those were his biggest projects.
His biggest.
That's his
but
biggest
best, that's the
song.
question.
His only
Yeah,
number one is Gunna.
I will give you the props for the fact that those were good work from him in the early part of his career. But he did elevate as an artist once Gunna came into the camp, bro. And it's
Oh,
the proof is in
okay,
the
and then guess what?
YouTube
Gunna,
music
He
wasn't
became a
even
better
out when
hit
Thug
maker. I'll
first
give you
came
that.
out, bro.
I'll give you that.
Gunna.
Like
Guess what? Gunna has two
Gunna
number
dropped when
ones.
every streaming service that we have now was already in existence.
That's true.
Okay, what? Okay, so Gunna has two number ones. He has "Fuck You Mean" and he has "Hot." Thug only has one number one with it involving Gunna.
I'm gonna give
But
that
I
one to
rest my
Travis
case.
Scott more than either of them. To be fair,
Travis Scott was on the remix. He wasn't on the
that's true.
original
That's true.
one.
That's true. But
The original one went number one, not the remix.
okay, that's fair. All right.
Well, yeah, let's not beat a dead horse. Go ahead, Ian. What's your last
No,
point?
I'm just baffled. I thought I was gonna be like, we all love Thug here. Everybody's like, yeah, Thug was holding Gunna back. I didn't know that was gonna be the take, but it's cool. I'll let y'all rock with it.
I don't agree. Yeah, I don't agree with that. They can
I
keep that
appreciate
one.
that, Joe.
I think we'll have a
Gunna
lot
got
of
out of
people disagree with
YSL, now
that.
his wings can spread, bro.
My goodness, you hear this
Man,
rhetoric?
Gunna just on the
Oh my
run.
goodness.
When I say Gunna's production carries him 67.92% of the
Thank you,
time.
yo.
When I say it does
That
that
man cooking right now.
most of the time, bruh, let's be real.
That man cooking.
Man,
And
Thug.
would normally be the person to say Uh, you know, this person just kind of makes the same song over and over again.
So he's good
He
at
just
beat
kind of
selection.
sounds like the
So he,
same guy
I did say
every
that about his
time.
last album. I said he made the same song 25 times. I did say that.
Yeah,
But
see,
he better than Thug
and I
though.
feel
You know what?
like
I'm gonna
he
be quiet.
cons.
I'm gonna be quiet.
Yeah, you know.
Bro, he had one. Hey, like I put on my story today, they can't all be hits. One
Hold
bad
on.
album, but
Where's
but you
Gunna's
know you
tiny
but
desk?
one last
Do
thing
Gunna
before we
got a
go.
tiny desk?
Mhm.
You know when Thug walked in the room and he heard Gunna say, "Everything litty, I love when it's hot. Turned to the
oh, he
city, I
already
turned up
said
the
that.
notch." He
He already
said,
said
"Bro,
that in
give
an
me that
interview. It was
song."
only Gunna. It was only Gunna
Okay.
on there. It was
He
Gunna's
said,
Until
"Give me
song
the
and
song."
Thug.
Exactly.
until Gunna gets a tiny desk, y'all can't talk to me.
Oh
Ah,
man, come on,
Until
man.
Gunna
Okay.
until
Dude,
Gunna
Life
gets a
Jennings
tiny
got a
desk
tiny
that
disc.
Also,
tops Young
also, wait,
Thug's
real quick.
tiny desk, and if you ain't
hey,
seen
King,
Young
no,
Thug's
no
tiny
life
desk, then you
Dennis
can't even
slander
speak on
allowed.
it.
Man, you talking about Gunna, the dude who sold out the SoFi Stadium, can't get a tiny disc break? Come on, man. He
He
sold out
ain't
the
got it.
SoFi Stadium, then he sold out the
He ain't got it.
Barclays. Man, come
He
on,
ain't
man.
got it.
Wait. Let's be
Because
real,
he
real quick
don't.
though. On Hot, who had the better verse? We know it's Thug. Y'all can go ahead and say.
They not lyrical rappers, so I mean,
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
bro.
I don't know.
Okay.
I feel
You're
like
right,
his
bro.
is more memorable. Thug's is
How
That's
are
what I'm
their verses?
saying,
How do their
bro.
verses even go?
I mean, he mostly just shrieking on that thing, but it's memorable.
better.
What are you talking about? That's fine. That's fine.
But it,
The love
but
thug,
it,
I love the,
I don't know
hand
what
it
he was
down.
saying.
How does it sound as a fight than a Mackay?
Exactly.
now,
See,
what
That's
he
a
just
little
say?
like
What
there
did you
you
just
go.
say, Jalen?
wow, wow,
There you
wow.
Jalen,
go.
tell me
It,
what you
it
just
don't
said.
matter. It don't
Well,
matter. I
well, that
remember how
fucking
it
King.
sounded. Everybody remember that. Wow, wow, wow. When you in the club, don't
He
ain't nobody
go.
doing this shit word for
It's
word.
not
They
Public
hitting
Love,
ad
bro.
libs. Why you think the Migos was so
You
popular for
can't
so
say them
long?
damn
Exactly.
words. You know,
Niggas was in the
niggas.
club saying, "Mama, you know,
Exactly.
bro,
No,
what we
well, okay.
saying?
Well, see, the thing is, y'all
Tell
saying
them it don't.
Yeah.
We don't care about lyrics, bro. Come on.
Ian said Thug's verse went the hardest, and I just
It
want to say,
was.
okay,
It
what did
did
he
was
just
more
say?
memorable.
Oh, okay, so we going off the more memorable verse, not the best verse. Okay,
Yeah, because I mean,
It's just like
How do you distinguish the two?
Travis
That's the real question.
had the best verse on No Hands.
who?
On No Hands.
uh,
And I'm
I don't know. I thought the Young Thug referenced Caillou, the old TV show, on his verse. So I don't really know. But anyway, man, let's let's not beat a dead.
All I know, he said I had to kick a door when I was 5.
There you go.
Man, hell
That
no.
was hard. That was hard. But but okay, man. So now we get on my favorite topic of the night, integration and its effects. So the first question is gonna be, do you think integration in its current form was a net negative or a net positive for black business and the black community as a whole? But I do want to pose the question later on. If you could tweak integration in some kind of way, how would you tweak it? So, like to make it a better outcome for us. So try to get your thoughts together on that. But the first question, do you think integration was a net negative or a net positive for us? Ian, I'm gonna point at you on this one.
No, I don't think it was a negative. I think it was a positive. Can it be adjusted? Sure, but I don't think separation is ever the key. Personally,
Okay. Jay?
the separation started in the home. That's the most important separation we can talk about. When all these government programs influence the black family to split apart, that's the biggest separation we can talk about. And I think that be the foundation for a lot of these issues that we're talking about right now. But going into purely racial integration, I think that, like y'all said, we could have definitely did it better. I think we could have had more stipulations. more rules, regulations, and more rights expressly stated in the delivery of this integration. And I think we would have been a lot better off starting off, which would have, I think, made us be in a better position than where we are now overall with better mindsets.
So are you saying net negative or net positive?
So I think net positive, but I think it could have been done better.
I'm actually kind of split on it. In the way that, separate but equal, we was getting the shorter end of the stick, obviously. But um I do think the intellectuals at the time made a mistake by just saying that, the way to prosperity or the promised land, whatever they was framing it as, is to just allow us to be able to go into their businesses, sit at their restaurants, ride their buses. I guess when I think about it, I don't really understand what was so great about that. You know, I understand. I understand racism is not a pleasant experience, but it would have took us some time. But I think we could have built thriving, like robust business systems, if we just were forced to do it on our own. You know, um, and I don't know if that system could have lasted the test of time. Like maybe it would have been overturned in the 80s or 90s, but I think if we had a bit more time, especially like with innovative technology coming out, we could have created some businesses that would have allowed us to be power players in today's society. You know, because a lot of times when I look at business like titans of industry, um, it's building on top of a history of progress. You know what I'm saying? You look at something like DuPont, or Hershey, you know, it's like extremely hard to compete with a company like Hershey's or DuPont who makes, chemicals, or Johnson and Johnson making pharmaceuticals, because they just got so much capital. They have like patents on patents, and like they just invented so many things to where they just have it's a compounding effect to where like the essentials in life is it's really hard to compete like with those companies, and that's where we really could have built a stronghold, or built our little corner of the world. But those businesses uh got shut down because I guess most black people started going to white owned businesses, and that's what hurt us more than anything. Because it's because if you look at I think the most valuable black company in the United States is Worldwide Technology, owned by David Stewart. I think it does like 20 billion a year. It's like, man, it could have been 10, 20 more of those companies. You know what I'm saying? If because like I said, it's a compounding effect. Um, you look at Jet Magazine, his son grew up wealthy, right? And when you grow up wealthy, you have access to capital, you have knowledge to want to go out and create your own ventures, and that's a compounding effect. So if we would have had, our own paper industry, our own I don't know, textiles industry, those millionaires and business owners would have produced offspring that would have had access to capital to create other successful businesses. And I feel like we just kind of getting started with that in the past 20 years now.
Okay. What was the question again?
Do you think integration was a net negative or a net positive
Um,
for us?
net negative or net positive? I'm gonna let Jalen go first. I'm gonna think about what I truly want to say, and if I still want to, have this podcast
He
tomorrow.
already answered.
So I did want to speak on that though, to give you an opportunity to think about what you just said. So I did want
I
to
mean, DJ.
present
I'm
because I
sorry.
Yeah,
oh,
go.
you
Go
did
ahead.
mean
Go
DJ.
ahead, Jay.
But
Go
I'm
ahead, Jay.
then DJ can go ahead. But I was just
Go
gonna
ahead, Jay.
present how we've had a lot of opportunities and actually a lot of established businesses and ventures by Black people that they were either taken over, stolen, and or destroyed um, by, I guess you can say, white people or the government or whoever at the time. So, inventors like Lonnie Johnson or, even Uncle Nearest, and then how, we had a lot of Black people, a really Black successful city in Tulsa that was, bombed to hell. You know what I mean? It's just examples like this. They always make me wonder, how much of with civil rights or with, integration, how much of what played into it was what they will give, you know what I'm saying, versus what we're willing to, fight for or really, try to get because I feel like in a lot of cases it's only, taking that what they're offering, instead of really getting what you want. I think we just had to take what they was gonna give us a lot of times when they hand was forced to do so.
Okay, DJ, what you got to say?
Yeah, I would have to say a net. You said a net positive, right? And so, yeah, because like honestly, at the end at the time period where integration comes about, we are how many years post slavery?
Like a
Slavery
hundred,
ends in 1865. How many?
1865.
like a century.
Yeah, how many years are we
That's
around
like
that time?
A little over a
160.
century.
160.
160. Okay, so I want to say our people back then were not really looking at how you would see things, and as far as like what we could maintain X amount of years down the road. It's more or less of we are still so far behind. We needed access to certain things that would have like eventually did help us because we did accomplish certain things like down the road from integration. But I do agree with you. If we could have still been disciplined enough to still stick out how things were, we could have eventually developed those companies. But at that time, being back then, post slavery, nothing. We have things that we have, but compared to Black grocery store back then, compared to Kroger, that was like in 1883, Kroger comes about. Compare it, the access, what they had to offer. Like our people pretty much didn't have much of a choice because hey, if we keep going how we going, we're afraid of can we catch up? Can we make even with them? Because as we are trying to work our way up, we're here, they here, and we going up. We get here, but they up here. So we had to take a chance. So at the end of the day, it was a worthwhile chance because our people had gained access to things that that we all cherish now. But like you said, we all had that what if thought. What if we could have stuck it out a little further? But I agree with Jalen. If we would have went about things in a different manner back then, like having more support federally and being able to get access to capital or protecting no business, because you got the Tulsa massacre and all that, where they come through and they just tearing up everything that we did build that was meaningful back then. So if we had more protection, which of course we didn't get, racism at a full time peak back then, things could have still been standing that could actually became that business that you speak of. But the goal was to hold us back. So it's like, hey, we'll let them in just to hold them back a little further. We'll give them an inch, you know, inch by
Yeah.
inch. So
Well,
I guess, let me say this one thing, Arcane. I guess I just have a different view whenever I look back on history. I'm starting to think that movements may have been a psyop You know what I mean? Like psychological operation. That's what that means.
Okay.
Because when you look at women's suffrage and women's rights movement, it's like, was that really just a way to get the other half of the population in the workforce paying taxes? You know what I'm saying? Imagine America today if women never joined the workforce. Our GDP, which is like 29 trillion right now a year, it will probably be cut in half. You know, so it's like, did they just really view that as an economic opportunity? You know, and then the same thing with us. It's like, if we never, because like right now, I think Black Americans spend about like 1.6 trillion, or is it $2 trillion a year? Imagine if that was just circulating mostly in our own community. You know, it would look like a totally different community. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just kind of have mixed feelings about that now. But go ahead,
I
Arcane.
agree.
Well, the thing is, it was gonna happen. It was gonna happen anyway. Is
Fact
because
bag.
black people was one. I mean, America was one of the last people to stop slavery. You know, it was just kind of getting out of style. America was one of the last people to stop it. Like you think about it, people in London did it 50 to 100 years before we did. You know,
I'm not talking
and
about
then you had
slavery though. I'm
okay.
talking about
I'm saying you saying
immigration.
letting them free. You know, letting them free so they can work and pay taxes on things. And women, you know, America was behind on the women's rights. Women were working in other countries long before America could. So it was only going to happen. But anyway, the net negative, net positive integration. Um, I think that is net positive. I think there are some negative things that happen because a lot of black people just started spending their money with white people, and a lot of black businesses went down after that. You know, like they had black busing systems. So when Rosa Parks was sitting on the bus, there were black buses she could take. But I just don't think they can go to specific parts of town. But so that was some black people whose wealth, you know, kind of took a hit completely. And they wanted to get everybody's dollars. But all in all, I think it was positive because, you know, now a black person can come out, create a business, and everybody can come there, you know. But generally, if you see a black owned business, mostly only black people going there anyway, you know.
Yeah,
But
and when
whenever,
we do open one, we don't have the same access to capital.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, I think my experiences with white people um is unmatched because I learned a lot from Indians hanging with them in college. I'm not gonna lie. I learned something with Indians that I didn't learn with black people, that I could have never learned hanging around white people. So I think that it's net positive. I learned some things from white people that I could have never learned with black people or Hispanic. Learned things with Hispanic people, but mainly with them Indians. I'm gonna give them that. I learned some stuff about with them that I couldn't learn with no other race, and I'm glad that we kind of open and all together now because that's the real world. You know, if America was just a completely divided country, I don't even think we'd be here right now. We would have been acquired by another country and then they would have integrated us because that's how, you know, most countries are. So I'm going to say net positive because, I mean, I've had some great experiences and learned a lot from a lot of different races that I couldn't have learned from just being around blacks.
That's fair.
Anthony, I get what you're saying about the degree to which, like, if we were separate, we would be forced to then build our own industry, and then that would flourish over time, and we could pass that on generation to generation. But I do think the kind of not the social aspect is very important. Like, I do think if we still were segregated in any capacity, that there would still be a us versus them mentality. It's there, but I do think it's eroded significantly from the time integration happened to the to present day. And now we can collaborate with people of different races or different looks or different points of view and kind of build something together. I don't think people are inherently are better when they're alone. I do think collaboration is best, but I do get where you're coming from about like, well, how much have we given up in order just to be a part of a club instead of creating one for ourselves? I don't know if there's like an answer to that. It's just kind of like it needed to happen when it happened, and there was some downsides because not enough happened at the time. But like, I do think we all benefit from it having happened. Do you agree with that?
Um, we've all benefited having it happen. I think American society, sure, but
Mm-hmm.
us as a community is debatable because a lot of people don't know this because people don't they don't speak it. But there was a time when black income, black wealth, black prosperity was growing at a faster rate than whites,
Mm-hmm.
but uh, incomes, government assistance, and then the breaking up of the black family, and that led to sort of what the trend we're seeing today, like fatherless households,
Mm-hmm.
mass incarceration, and such. But there was a time where when you hear that song "Ain't No Stopping Us Now," he said it, and I know if you was held down before, I know that you refuse to be held down anymore. He wasn't just singing a song. That was real talk. But yeah, I guess we can close the chapter on that one. But anybody got any quick hits they want to speak on before we wrap?
Chiefs gonna destroy the Eagles.
Not this weekend.
We got the rematch. We have the upcoming rematch of last year's Super Bowl. Fly, Eagles, fly. Pat Mahomes, you're going down once again. Jalen Hurts. We shooting for MVP season, man. Let's do it.
You know we
I
usually
forgot I
beat
was
y'all,
on
right? That's the only time y'all ever beat us. Like that's the only time in
Man,
the Super.
I seen a stat that said the Chiefs have won the last 12 games. Isn't it unfortunate for them that on their 13th they lose? This is gonna be fantastic. I'm so ready. Chiefs are about to start off 0-2, and Eagles about to get their second win in a row to start out the season after being Super Bowl champions. It's gonna be a great time to be an Eagles fan. That's all I'm gonna say.
Uh,
But I got a little
man,
bit more. I think next week after the Eagles win, I want to make sure I have my hood trophy, my mini Eagles helmet behind me, and my 3D printed Vince Lombardi 2024-2025 Eagles championship trophy behind me, with some Eagles attire on. So I'm gonna look forward to that. Have some green lights and everything. So I'm really excited for the win this coming Sunday.
and Jalen, as I stated last Super Bowl Sunday, as we continue to like belt the ass in that game, we are watching the end of the Chiefs dynasty.
For our very eyes.
Sound
We're watching
good.
the end.
Who y'all got in the fight this weekend? Canelo or T or Bud?
Canelo, stop playing with that man. What you
Wow.
mean?
Bud Crawford.
Bud Crawford, easy bang.
Give me
Stop.
Bud.
No.
Give me Bud, please.
Hey Jalen, I'll take some more of your money. Let's bet. Let's just say 50. Let's bet a 50 ball. Let's bet a 50 ball on it, Jalen. What's up?
No, I'm
Oh
just
yeah,
playing, man. I'm riding with
I have
T
a fantasy
Craw.
matchup with Austin Equity Partners. How you feel about that coming up, man?
Who we facing this week?
Who you
I think you
Yeah.
facing the bumfuck Phillies or some shit. Something like that.
yeah. Whoever they are, they
man,
not relevant, man.
You going against
Not
the mud made
relevant.
mob himself, man. Come on, dog.
Oh, the mud bugs, yeah. They not relevant, man. Not relevant.
The slug slaving slobs. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. I
Hey,
know
we might well
put them
foul out. Let's
Austin,
foul
Texas
out.
masked men.
Yeah,
We
but-
put the masked man down last week. Shout out to Three's
Oh
Company.
yeah.
You did
And
take
we
that.
got
But-
5 fouls.
But yo, it's been a great pod, man. Appreciate y'all for joining. Ian, thanks for coming on, man. Great conversation, great topics. We got
Oh
5
my
fouls.
God. Look who's
And we
showing
about
up.
to foul out. Peace.